Should Know program. I'm Gail Carridi. I'm here at my sidekick here, Marie Harpin. How you doing, Marie?
I'm doing fine, and how about you?
Very good. And you can see on screen we have Gail Sellers with us too.
Yes,
How you doing, Gail?
Nice to have you with us, Gail.
This is exciting.
It's
It
exciting.
is, it is. It's going to be an exciting show. It's going to be really new to the community, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, you know, this is going to be one of our most kind of creative programs.
That's right.
That we have ever done, and I know people are going to be interested in hearing us all the way through. So don't leave the program for a minute, because we have even more special guests coming on in just a minute. But we're going to be talking about the Berkshire Faerie Festival. And it's such a creative idea, and as soon as you told me about it, Gail, I was like, wow, this is fabulous. And they did up all these fairy doors, and it's just really amazing type of stuff. Why don't you give us a little background on how
It's
it all
really
got
exciting to
started?
hear about all of this.
Even though I live in North Adams, I was born and raised in Adams, and so my heart has always been there as well, but all of Berkshire County is dear to me. And the number of artists were coming into Adams, and we were meeting at Izzy's and having breakfast. And then we decided to talk to our new town administrator, Tony Mizuko, and we were talking about the arts. And one of our groups said, you know, we should have like an arts advisory to the administrator. And he was like, well, you know, he was interested in that. And so last year, he kind of dubbed us, sanctioned us, the Adams Arts Advisory Board. And so we continued to meet every week. And some people said, well, now that we're bored, we can just meet once a month. But we were having so much fun that we decided to meet every week. One of the gals, Francie Riley, was doing some research and saw that Ann Arbor, Michigan had these little fairy doors that they put out in their community, and people would go search for them. So we opened our pottery studio up, made some fairy doors with some people from the community. One of our sculptors made some wooden doors. Somebody said, oh, we should have a fairy parade. And then it was, well, what if we had a fairy festival? And it just so happened that Chuck Felix was also involved in our group. And he said, well, wow, you could do it at the fairgrounds in Adams. And right away they stepped up and became our fiscal agent and kind of rolled out the red carpet, and they were very experienced in doing this. And so we were on a roll. It was January that this came to being. And since then, we've been working so hard. There's about 16 of us that are kind of leading the costume events, the painting events, the decorating, the fairy ambassadors, and then from there, you know, we have a graphic designer. Pat Fietta is our graphic designer, and she's done a beautiful poster.
It's
beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of fun and funky. And the thing with the Fairy Festival, everybody said to me, fairies?
I said the same thing when Chuck told me about it.
And then people have said, oh, this is for girls, it's for little girls. And I was giving a talk to a women's group, and I said, you know, I'm looking for an author. And they said, I think I know one. And Janet Laiz from South County, she's from South Egremont, wrote a book called The 12th Stone. And who knew that in the book? So we started to pattern some of the characters in the storyline into the festival as well. So we're going to have a storytelling tent. We're going to have a queen fairy tent where you can come in and buy your wings, and then you will be dubbed a queen, a fairy ambassador, and you'll have a chance to embellish your wings at a table. And then we will also sell some fairy doors. The concept is that fairies live in Berkshire Mountains. They are entrepreneurs, and they bring good luck. And they've lived there since, somebody was joking, since Susan B. was really small. And the smokestacks were humming, and the communities were bustling, and the fairies are looking down and saying, wow, things have changed. Maybe we need to bring some of that good luck and entrepreneurship to the communities. And you know, first we started in Adams, Mount Greylock, and we thought, you know, we need to embrace our whole community. And we have people on our committee saying, we need economic development, and we need regionalization, and we need collaboration, which were big words for a fairy festival. But you know, it seems like the Fairy Festival is really embracing that. And so little doors started to appear. We've gotten doors as far south as Ward's Nursery has a door. So we have 27 wooden doors out, but then we've made clay doors, which will be on sale. And the hope is that we will raise money. This will be self-sufficient and an economic driver.
Yeah, no, that's good. In fact, I have a beautiful fairy door at the State House, and I've had pictures taken with several representatives, and they're going to be putting them on their Facebooks to kind of help promote us a little bit. And I found out as I was doing that one of the representatives from Cambridge, she was like so excited about this because her girls are into fairies, and she's coming. She said, in fact, when I saw her just the other day again, she said, we got the 25th on our calendar, we're coming.
That's wonderful.
So fairies are known everywhere.
Right, and there's been so much magic around it. You know, the subtitle of this is a whimsical fantasy celebrating the arts, and definitely we have embraced the arts in all of Berkshire County, be it music, writers, drama, dance, visual art, sculpture. And that's kind of exciting because it's embracing all of those art components. So we'll have a stage with music. We have, as I said, a storyteller's tent. We have puppeteers. We have what we're calling buskers. Buskers will have different stations. So creatives are being invited to come in if they want to open up their fiddle case for donations and fiddle.
That's wonderful.
Or if they want to do magic or whatever it might be. So we're still looking for buskers, and we have our music all lined up and our authors all lined up. They were so excited, the authors that we have, and the storytellers, and some of them are illustrators. So it's going to be exciting.
No, that's good. Now I know Paula's had it up as a graphic for us, but it's June 25th. And when does the field open up for people?
Well,
to come
that's,
in?
you know, I have two nightmares. One is we're going to have this fantastic show and we'll get, 500 people. The other is we'll have this fantastic show and the police around here will be going, oh my God, we're backed up all the way to Cheshire. So the show,
wouldn't that be a great thing to do?
Everybody says that would be a great problem, Gail. The festival opens at 10. So I'm going to encourage people, obviously, to come early and park. There is about space for 300 cars, I've been told, at the Aggie Fair. And we're going to have some auxiliary parking lots, so they may have to walk a little bit if that happens. And there'll be stuff happening all day. And in the evening, it goes till 10. We're going to have a fire pit, which is going to look like a dragon head coming out of the ground, and the fire will be in his mouth.
Wow.
We also have,
This
this
is
is a
amazing.
biggie,
This is amazing.
we wanted this because, fairies come off the mountains and they protect our earth, and they are very green. And they're talking about always the carbon footprint, and we have a people-powered pedal float.
Oh, that's great.
So our creative, George LeMaitre, has been the leader on that, one of our sculptors. And we've got 7 people on the float. They used a truck chassis. We're already going to be in the Pittsfield Parade.
Oh my God.
That's good.
Boy,
We got a theme.
you guys came a long way since January when you started in a
Well,
coffee
you know
shop.
what? People are just jumping on it. It's just
It's
mind-boggling
it's
to me.
exciting. Yeah.
Now there's no other fairy festival in New England.
That I know of directly.
And
There's
so
some
this
Ren
is going to be the
fairs,
first
but
one, first one not only
And
just for
we're-
the Berkshires, but for
That's
New
right.
England.
And we're hoping it's going to be annual. We're hoping that the proceeds will help the Aggie Fair grounds and support public art in all of our communities. So
It's
we'll see.
wonderful. It's exciting. It really is.
Yeah. And we've had some promotions
Just
on this
already.
already.
Yeah.
And I know that our guests that are going to be joining us in a moment have been at the Adams Public Library promoting the event, also at the North Adams Public Library just very recently, and over at Water Street Books. Which
We're having
is
a book
really
signing.
great.
Yes.
Actually, that's right. There's a book signing.
When's that book signing?
Well, it's going to be Saturday, June 4th, but in case you've missed Saturday, June 4th, I'm sure people could get the books.
And I have to
That's right.
tell you, they have a wonderful door over there. And we have 27 doors placed all up and down Berkshire County. They will be listed on our website, which is Berkshire Mountains, fairiefestival.com.
And that's
And
right on the
it's on
screen.
the
so
screen.
It's on the
Yeah.
screen.
Easy
And
enough for people to find.
our graphic designer has done a fabulous job of personalizing. So yours was very special.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And Dick has a very special one, and Tony Mizuko has one, and Ward's Nursery, and Whitney's Nursery as well, and the dentist in Adams, Dr.
Bush.
has one, and
Mary
Dr.
Bush.
Messenger has one, Berkshire's has one, and I have to tell you, our banks stepped up.
Oh.
They were so elated about this.
Aren't they great for-
Adams Community Bank, we cannot thank them enough. They stepped up to to sponsor the pedal float, so they will have their banner on that. Mount Greylock, Mountain One.
Mountain One, yeah.
Berkshire Mountain.
Berkshire Bank.
I'm going to get it all. Greylock Federal.
Greylock
Adams Community, Greylock Federal, Berkshire Bank, and Mountain One. And then there were banks and people we just didn't get to because we didn't have time. And they've already said,
there's always next year.
Absolutely.
So
First
many more
annual.
people are going to want to be on board.
I'm getting excited about our
I have
guests
people coming
in
up to me
because it's
saying,
getting.
I want a door. I've sold doors right out of our studio already, just talking to people off the street.
Oh,
So.
that's good. That's really good. So there's a lot of activities, a lot of things going on, and also coming up on June 11th, the Berkshire Athenaeum.
Yes.
Over there at 10:30 for storytelling, crafts projects, and getting involved in the Berkshire Mountains Fairy Festival.
We have some Faerie ambassadors, and we have some characters from the Faerie Festival, and I'm already talking to other people who want to develop characters.
Oh, that's
So
great.
That's great.
if a story or a play doesn't come out of this, I will be shocked.
So what else have they got coming up, Gail?
So, well, these are the things that had already transpired, I believe. So people might not have been able to see them, but they've a lot of support from obviously,
That's right.
public.
So these
entities.
activities have already been going on in the community.
Right. Yep.
And yeah, we
more
were
will be
down
coming.
at the Berkshire Botanicals last month.
That's right. Yes.
And that was fun. And then The View did a wonderful article on it, just came out.
Oh, good.
So if you're on Facebook at all, if you go to our Facebook page, you'll see that as well. And the Berkshire Trade and Commerce has done a wonderful article, and that's due to come out.
Oh,
So-
very good probably for the June
Yeah,
edition.
well, they call it the July edition, but I think it goes to press mid-June. So
Okay.
it should come out just before the festival. But I think it's going to give everybody enough background to see how this can grow, because we want people to plug in,
Right.
whether you're a library, a school, an English teacher, so on.
Yeah, so creative. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, and we're going to kind of get into a little more creativity with the guests that we have to come on, and we're glad that we've had Gail Sellers here too to kind of give us all this introduction to it. But we have Dick Tavelli is going to be joining us, and he is Grulak. Am I saying that right? Grulak.
Yes.
Grulak. He is the keeper of time and space. And as you can see our background here, we have some space. And this is the sort of the top of the mountain. But our guest here, Grulak, is actually from under the mountain, and he's going to be explaining how he comes on.
Greetings, surface dwellers.
Greetings. Join us, please.
Thank you, but first, let me introduce our very special guest. Her Majesty, Good Queen Deirdre, Queen of the Northern Realm of the Fae, and member of the Sealy Court.
Thank you, thank you.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
A bit of protocol next time when Her Majesty approaches, you should
have to
rise.
Oh, we should rise.
my
probably.
goodness.
Well, wait a minute, let's do that now. Let's do that.
That's for mere mortals. Please don't mind.
Welcome to our.
And while we're here, perhaps we should hold up some of the fairy doors that we
sure.
have brought with us. Each one is custom crafted and handmade and decorated by one of our participating artists. I think
they're
you'll see that
beautiful.
they are innovative and
like a
whimsical
door.
and a lot of fun.
Beautiful.
And
Detailing is lovely.
these are the kinds of doors that can be placed on buildings because, as Gail said, one of the things that we're looking at is that as the fairies come into the community, they are entrepreneurs, they are seeking prosperity, and they bring that kind of initiative to the community. And if you've looked around Adams, since the fairies have come down, there are a number of major events that have happened in terms of economic development, buildings being sold, buildings being refurbished. So, as I said to the Board of Selectmen, this is not coincidental.
That's right. This was
The
meant to
fairies are
be.
taking credit, right? Very magical. And
That's right.
You'll be looking for these, we're hoping, within the next 2 weeks, just before the festival, you'll start to see these, and this will continue to grow. And I want to announce, we are looking for somebody who understands geotagging, because we would really like to get that element involved in the doors all up and down Berkshire County.
Yeah, that is something that people really follow too.
Yeah, I've heard.
I lived in Ann Arbor. I went to the University of Michigan, and doing that is very popular there, to find the doors, to get a sort of map to them, and then be able to sort of find the door itself and other things along the way.
Right.
But I also have friends in Austin, Texas, who are tied into the University of Michigan, and they have fairy doors there.
Wow.
People have told me that in Maine they do. So it's sort of this little culture that's been going on, and now we're embracing it here.
And it relates very
Berkshire
much to
Mountains
one of
Fairy
the
Festival.
first things we wanted to do as part of the design of this program. I'm a participant in the Adams Arts Advisory Board as well. And when we got the festival idea, it would be to help expand the awareness of the arts and the creative community throughout the area here. I mean, a lot of people know about Tanglewood and they come for that, but there's just been a real renaissance, particularly here in North Adams with Mocha and with Williamstown and throughout the area. So we are saying that, look, Adams is part of that too, and we thought, how can we get the word out? And the answer was simple: we'll throw a party. So we came up with the festival idea, and it links in with the doors that are helping to identify areas where people can look for these things. But also the idea is that we want to help rebrand the area and the town so that people know that, you know, beyond Springfield, there's part of
There's something
Massachusetts.
here.
Yes,
That's right.
and we're having a lot of fun doing it. But also, you know, for instance, when we talk to people who are interested in this, a lot of them are millennials, and it relates to creativity and innovation and the whole mindset, and we want to kind of set the stage for that. And also,
I wanted to speak too to the idea that it's not just for girls, because Jenna Lee's book, The 12th Stone, is about quest, and boys are very involved in that. And the whole sort of exponential from the culture of fairy gets into story, from Tolkien to any number, Susan Cooper books, The Dark is Rising, all kinds of children's literature and books that are taught in the schools as well as embraced by children for summer reading. So this is the season. You know.
And our libraries have stepped up to that. That was one of
Yes.
the things they said, that they were going
Yes.
to pull the books around that. And you know, everybody thinks fairies, and you're absolutely right, Queen Deirdre, that it's not just about girls. Quest is an important part. You know, Gulak is a wizard,
Yes.
and understanding the power of wizards and how they interact with humans and the elements that all entered into that. As a matter of fact, Jenna Laïs is going to have a workshop in connection with her reading, and one of the workshops is going to be around the 12th Stone, and she's going to have a writing workshop, fantasy writing, for young adults and adults. So that whole element, and being a visual artist, the whole writing thing, I hear so many people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we have books. We're so excited to be able to do this.
Well, yesterday in the bookstore, a little boy was wondering when the next Harry Potter was coming out. There's going to be an 8th book, and it's going to be a play. But this also dovetails with that
Yes, it does.
need that was so filled by the Harry Potter series and the films, and people still want that. And you know, from Game of Thrones to the more adult type of shows. And I was going to say that too. I think it appeals to the whole family, and including teenagers, like you were kind of talking about, millennials, the young people. This is a culture that they've embraced and been raised on with Harry Potter. Everyone seems to have read the books. That's
right.
Are still looking for wizards and fairies and magic. So.
We're going to have a fairy village.
A
Children
village.
will be able to go and make things out of natural items. Matter of fact, all of you landscapers and gardeners out there, we are still looking for natural materials, pine cones, nuts, weeds, moss, bark, that we're going to gather and put in baskets, and we're going to have some doors on trees already, but we're going to encourage people to create little fairy houses in our fairy village.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, it's
and there's
exciting.
another opportunity for folks to exercise their creative side. First of all, come to the festival, and you can certainly wear a costume if you wish.
Absolutely.
And we are still looking for minions and trolls and actors to support. There may even be an opportunity to serve in Her Majesty's court.
it.
So if you are interested,
You're welcome.
our website